Hello, Center Grove. We have your weekly broadcast for the week of Friday, January 17th, 2014.
Starting off our broadcast this week, Drew Agnihotri brings you an amazing feature about the Mr. Frank.
So, Mr. Frank, first of all, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hope you have a great day.
Appreciate it.
So, what made you get into the teaching career?
I enjoyed history and enjoyed high school kids. I had a very good high school history teacher, and I thought if I could be like that in some way, it would be a great career, and it has been. So.
How long have you been teaching at Center Grove High School?
This is my 27th year at Center Grove.
Wow,
So, yeah.
27 years.
Yeah.
Well, since you've been here for 27 years, you've probably seen a lot of changes through Center Grove, and you've seen it evolve as a school.
Sure.
So, what stands out to you as the biggest change?
Probably technology, and all the way from copy machines and the evolution of a lot of the introduction of computers and the impact of the internet, and then of course the iPads and all. So it's been pretty dramatic.
Being a history teacher, I have to ask, if you could pick one historical figure that you could travel back with in time and have lunch with, who would it be and why?
Oh, interesting question. Probably Lincoln.
Lincoln?
Yeah, it's an obvious answer, but just several questions I would have for him, and a fascinating individual. I think it'd be a good lunch.
Lunch. What is your favorite part about teaching AP US history?
The students, and they're, when you can see that they're enjoying and really getting involved in the subject and really demonstrating real analysis of the topics, and that's very gratifying.
There's no question here that you've left an outstanding impact on the school and its people and everyone else. And one thing that I've learned from sitting in this class a year ago was your distinct teaching style and how you're very dedicated to your students and dedicated in educating your students. And you've really earned the highest respect among all of your peers, administration, students, and some of your fellow teachers have the following to say about you. Mr. McGuire has said that John is the most erudite man. Mr. Hoover says that you are a willing and trustworthy research. Mr. Smith says, John Frank, a living legend. And Mr. Hagedorn says that you are an intellectual giant who seeks to understand the global themes and minute details. And also, you were Teacher of the Year in 2006 to 2007. So, how do you respond to that?
Well, it's kind of overwhelming, and I hope it's deserved. It's been an awfully good career. I said I've been to the last 10 yards of the sprint, the 100 meters or something, or the 100 yards, and I just want to lean into the tape and finish real strong. And I've had so many supportive colleagues, and I've had so many wonderful students. I'm very lucky. I truly am.
And last question, any advice to prospective students who might decide to take your class in the future?
Oh, okay. Well, make sure you're ready to roll up your sleeves, and it's not a cakewalk, but it's very beneficial. It's going to get you really ready for the college classroom, and you should put in the right effort. Determination should do pretty well on the AP exam. Part of the AP U.S. History t-shirt collection, the Stamp Act, Andrew Jackson, the New Deal, World War II, Band of Brothers, USS Indianapolis, Bert the Turtle, the Evil Empire, as Ronald Reagan said, U.S. Japan Days at Center Grove High School, 2011. Okay.
What a guy. What a guy. Keeping Drew in the spotlight, where he certainly deserves to be in, he and Drew Martin, was that a good sentence, have an interesting video to share about Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Martin Luther King represented the whole civil rights movement, not just himself, and that's why we celebrate this very special day.
I think that society in general remembers his great work and is inspired to make a change as a whole to themselves and the people around them.
He's allowed the fact that all races and whites and blacks are treated equally now, and I think he's had a big effect on today's society, and a positive effect.
I appreciate what he did because he gave me freedom. He let me go to school, Center Grove, pretty awesome school.
Okay, well, Dr. King had a great impact on society in the United States. Dr. King is the voice of reason and this nation's conscience. In his I Have a Dream speech, he spoke about a promissory note that was written into the Declaration of Independence, which is that self-evident truth that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator, with certain unalienable rights, and among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. For hundreds of years in this nation, blacks were held in slavery, and then beyond that, even after African Americans achieved freedom, were treated as second-class citizens, and many denied of the right of the political process to redress any grievances that they may have had. So even though for years and years this country professed equality, we didn't practice it. And Dr. King gives us the hope and the inspiration that although this country has never always been great, we can always be on the path to greatness. He believed that the bank of justice wasn't bankrupt, and for all people who are seeking opportunity and equality here in this nation, Dr. King provides inspiration and hope for all of those who feel like they may be marginalized. And I think that that's especially an impact on me, is that he is the fulfillment of the American promise, or at least the person who calls on us, all of us, to fulfill that American promise that was written into the Declaration of Independence.
Next, Brianne Boswell is back with our first sports broadcast of 2014.
Hey, welcome back, CG. Brianne Boswell here, covering CG Sports from winter break. Boys basketball had a record of 2-2 over break, defeating Whiteland and Greenwood and losing to Perry and Cathedral. The county tournament will be tonight and tomorrow. Wrestling is off to a great start. Over break, they swept Whiteland, Indian Creek, and Greenwood and lost to Franklin. The individual champ was Matthew Kelly. This weekend, the team competes in the North Central Tournament. The boys swim team placed second in the county meet over break, and the girls team ended up in first. In the MIC tournament on Wednesday night, the boys team placed fourth and the girls placed third. For the boys team, junior Chase Bettner placed first in both the 500 and 100 free, and senior Dan O'Brien placed second in the 200 free and 100 fly. The girls basketball team won over Pike 54-49. The girls played in the holiday tournament, losing to Franklin Central and defeating Brownsburg. The Lady Trojans wrapped up winter break with a win over Whiteland last Saturday. Thanks, CG. See you next time.
To finish off our broadcast, Reagan Keller brings us another entertaining Word of the Week video.
This is the dictionary.com word of the week. Collywobbles.
What is the definition of collywobbles?
A little collie dog that has a broken leg and has to wobble.
I don't know.
What is the definition of collywobbles?
Like, do you have to start your junior to then I'll let you start that to your upperclassmen?
I would say that it's to be jiggly.
Collywobbles? Collywobbles.
I don't know. Stomach pain? I didn't even know that was a word.
Being a dunce? I don't know.
A dog that wobbles.
I have no clue. Sounds like something that would be on a turkey, actually, but I'm not sure.
Collywobbles? Butterflies in your stomach?
What is the definition of collywobbles?
I don't know.
No? What are you doing with physics here?
Butterflies in one's stomach. When the freshman boy has a conversation with the pretty senior girl, he gets collywobbles.
Collywobbles.
All right then, Reagan. What a goofball. This is all we have for you today, CG. Thanks for tuning in to your leading CG News Network. Please keep watching.
But not right now. Later.
Next week.
Next week, keep watching.
We work hard for this.
Yeah.
I lose hours of sleep.
I don't sleep. Ever.
Jake doesn't sleep ever. I slept for at least 6 hours.
I actually haven't left the set for, a few weeks.